Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Individuals with political reach control 900 hectares of the forest within the Kathmandu Valley. Forests being destroyed to operate factories, resorts, among others, by those with political backing. Efforts still not being made to clear the obstruction created by Nepali Congress at the House of Representatives. 10 days of the parliament wasted due to lack of dialogue between ruling and opposition parties. The International Court of Justice, in a unanimous decision, says Israel has to act without delay to allow unhindered flow of aid into Gaza in order to avert a famine. And Nepal A suffers a 21-run defeat against Ireland Wolves. Lokesh Bum's century goes in vain. Ireland take a 1-0 lead in the 3-match T20 series. Around 900 hectares of forest land in the Kathmandu Valley has been distributed by the government in the name of political and religious organizations, industrial companies, and educational institutions. The forest land has been handed haphazardly by the government on the basis of political reach. Factories and businesses have been operating in the 84.15 hectares of the 7 assigned forests of Lalitpur district. The government has leased these forests from 10 to 40 years. Some forests have been leased without even mentioning the time period of the lease. By leasing the forests haphazardly, illegal structures are being constructed and forests are being destroyed. 6 religious forests in Lalitpur occupy 84.14 hectares. The construction of temples and monasteries has also damaged the forests. St. Xavier's School in Godavari has cut down trees the most in the forests of Lalitpur and has been utilizing the land in the forests. The government provided the school 239 ropanis of land of the forests for use some 72 years ago. The school has a huge building in the forest. Meanwhile, landless squatters have occupied 119 ropanis of the forest land. Close by, the city hall has been utilizing 25 ropanis of the forest land. The 19 hectares of land given to Godavari Marble Industries has not been returned to the government despite the industry being closed down. The government has also given permission to construct various structures in community forests as well, and the division forest offices do not have their records. The government has provided forest land in Bhaktapur to individuals and various organizations as well. Hotels are also being operated in the forest land. The government has also given permission to operate 11 factories in Kathmandu's forest land. 109 hectares of forest land has been occupied by companies like Chandragiri Hills and Himalayan Height Resorts. They have constructed structures after receiving permission from the government. It is mentioned in the forest policy that structures cannot be constructed within the premises of forests. However, this has not been implemented in the forests around the Kathmandu Valley. Meanwhile, more than 16 hectares of forest land has been encroached in Kathmandu's Lainchor, Sakhu, Nagarjun, Gokarna and Dakshin Kali, while there are no records of other areas. Prime Minister Dahal has made commitment of amending laws on infrastructure development that have created obstructions to make them development friendly. Addressing the 25th General Assembly of the Federation of the Contractors Association of Nepal in Hetauda earlier today, Premier Dahal stated some laws related to infrastructure development have caused obstructions and they need to be amended to make them development friendly. Prime Minister Dahal also informed that the process to amend laws on forests, among others, have also started. Premier Dahal also claimed good governance has been maintained in the country and economic growth has been witnessed after him leading the government. Speaker Devraj Ghimire returned home today after 10 days of a trip to Geneva, Switzerland to take part in the Inter-Parliamentary Union's Assembly. Prior to his trip, the main opposition, Nepali Congress, had demanded for the resignation of Home Minister Rabi Lamichhane, who is alleged of involvement in cooperatives' irregularity. Although the next parliament session has been called for coming Sunday, it is likely that the opposition's obstruction at the parliament will continue. While the speaker was abroad, no efforts were made to lift the obstructions at the parliament, neither on the part of the speaker nor by the parties. As a result, 10 days of time went wasted. The parliament secretariat is unclear regarding the agendas for the next session. The speaker has called for a meeting with parliamentary parties, which analysts say will still not produce a way out of the current situation. They say the speaker must hold consultations with top leaders to conclude the issue and pave way for important matters to move ahead at the parliament. Activities of foreign diplomats in Nepal have increased following the change in the ruling alliance. Heads of the foreign missions in Nepal, along with diplomats visiting Nepal, have been visiting government officials, leaders of political parties, heads of local levels, among others. However, the diplomatic code of conduct has been breached during such visits. It is a regular process for foreign diplomats to hold meetings on issues of bilateral interests. Government officials have informed that countries that are providing financial assistance to Nepal have been showing interest in meetings concerning issues on undergoing projects, future programs, among others. However, the diplomatic code of conduct has not been abided by fully during such meetings. A code of conduct has been formed for courtesy calls, official talks and meetings, according to which representatives from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other concerned ministries should be invited. Records of talks should be registered. Among other issues should be incorporated. Experts of foreign affairs say that these issues should be implemented strictly. According to the Code of Conduct, ministers or officials of the constitutional bodies have to pre-inform the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding the meetings with foreign diplomats. A summary of the dialogues during such meetings has to be sent to the Office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, as well as to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, why has the government that failed to repatriate its citizens decided to provide labor permit to go to Russia? 21% voted for A, wrong decision, 49% for B, pressure from middlemen, and 30% for C, playing with the lives of citizens. And here's today's question. Why have activities of foreign diplomats in Nepal increased right after the change in political equation? Your options are A, to express goodwill, B, to step up influence, and C, regular process. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked people in several provinces what type of movie they prefer watching. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
नयाँ सन्देश दिने टाइपको समाजलाई चाहिँ सुधार उन्मुख दिशातिर लैजाने टाइपको फिल्म चाहिँ मन पर्छ
कमेडी वाला हेर्छु
बाबुआमाको छोराछोरीप्रति अथवा छोराछोरीको बाबुआमाप्रति त्यस्ता भएका विभिन्न चाहिँ सामाजिक परिवेशका चाहिँ घटनाहरू घटेका फिल्महरू मैले असाध्यै मन परेर त्यो हेर्ने गर्थे
लभ स्टोरी खाली हुन्छ नि हल्का त्यो मध्ये फिल्महरू बढी
सेन्टिमेन्टल फिल्महरू हेर्छु
नेपाली सिनेमा मैले खास चाहिँ हेर्ने गरेको छैन म बढी चाहिँ बलिउड मुभी हिन्दी सिनेमा बढी हेर्ने गर्छु
आफ्नो प्राकृतिक सम्पदाको कुराहरू देखायो आफ्नो संस्कृति रीतिरिवाजहरू देखायो भने झन् राम्रो हुन्छ
नेपाली अलिकति हास्य व्यङ्ग्यात्मक फिल्महरू चाहिँ हेर्ने गर्छु
मोबाइलमा चाहिँ हेर्छौं लभ स्टोरीहरू यस्तो सिरियलहरू हेर्छौं
नेपाली फिल्म चाहिँ एकदम मन पर्छ हामी फिल्म हलमा गएर पनि हेर्छौं मोबाइलमा पनि हेर्छौं
धेरै हलहरू चाहिँ बजारमा बन्द भइसकेका छन् प्रायः सो नेपाली फिल्महरू युट्युबमै आएपछि हेर्ने गरिन्छ
नेपाली फिल्म चाहिँ पहिला चाहिँ एकदम हेरिन्थ्यो हलमा गएर पनि एउटा फिल्म दुई तीन चोटी हेरिन्थ्यो आजकल चाहिँ त्यस्तो खासै त्यो पारिवारिक फिल्म चाहिँ परिवारसँग बसेर हेर्ने खाली लायक फिल्म पनि हुँदैन त्यो अनुसार चाहिँ फिल्म हेरिदैन
It's time now for the international update. The International Court of Justice, in a unanimous decision, said Israel has to act without delay to allow unhindered flow of aid into Gaza in order to avert a famine. Israel has called allegations it is blocking aid wholly unfounded. Giving its response to the court order, the Israeli Foreign Ministry said it was continuing to promote new initiatives and to expand existing ones to allow a continuous flow of aid into Gaza by land, air, and sea, working with the UN and others. It said that Hamas was to blame for the situation in Gaza and for starting the war. The latest ruling by the court in The Hague comes after South Africa asked it to bolster an order issued to Israel in January to take all measures to prevent genocidal acts in Gaza.
Sports news.
Nepal A suffered a 21-run defeat against Ireland Wolves in the first T20 match of the three-match series. Nepal lost despite Lokesh Bum scoring a century. In the match played at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur today, Ireland batted first after losing the toss and posted an impressive total of 222 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in the allotted 20 overs. Opener Peter Moore top scored for Ireland with a 32-ball 49, hitting 3 sixes and 4 fours. Cade Carmichael also contributed a quick-fire 38 off 29 balls. Skipper Neil Rock added 38 off 23 balls, and Stephen Doheny smashed 34 runs off just 16 balls. Kamal Airi with 3 wickets was the most successful Nepali bowler. Chasing a mammoth victory target of 223 runs, Nepal were bowled out for 201 runs in 19.3 overs. Nepal were in a good position to win the match at one stage with 189 runs on the board in 15.5 overs for the loss of 3 wickets. Nepal needed 34 runs at that stage with 25 balls remaining and 7 wickets in hand. After Lokesh Bum's wicket fell, Nepal faced a batting collapse and were bowled out for 201 runs, adding just 12 runs and losing the remaining 7 wickets. Lokesh Bum was the leading run scorer for Nepal, smashing 106 runs off 56 balls with the help of 8 sixes and 9 fours. Arif Sheikh also added 49 runs off 26 balls, hitting 5 sixes and 1 four. Foyne Hand and Matthew Humphreys were the pick of the Irish bowlers, grabbing 3 wickets each. The second match of the 3-match series is scheduled for tomorrow. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.